Good morning. My name is Jacob Folger. I'm a sculptor, and today I'm going to show you how to make a baby owl. So we're going to get started right away. I've got my clay here. This is self-hardening clay, and you can get that at an art store or a craft store. Actually, all the tools that we'll be using you can get at art or craft store. And this clay, the main thing is when you buy it, open the box up. It'll be wrapped in plastic. Take your finger and press it in over the plastic into the clay, and make sure that it's soft and pliable. I tell almost every time I do a video, I say that because sometimes people just say, oh, there's the clay. They grab the box, they get home, and it's hard as a rock. So make sure that it's soft and pliable. The next thing is we're going to need a couple paint brushes. We tend to use both ends, okay, and I'll show you that in a few minutes. I usually have a couple different size paint brushes. And then we have a paring knife, or sometimes we have different little tools that we can use, and a wood sculpting tool. You can get these also at an art store, craft store. They usually come in a package of 8 or 9, and probably about 10 bucks, and it's a pretty necessary thing. Also we'll need a mister that just keeps your work wet, so it doesn't dry out while you're working, and a cup of water. I'm just using an old can here. So what I'm going to do is start off by forming, pressing the clay between my hands like this to form a ball, kind of like that. And now I'm going to form the head of the owl by just pressing the clay, and it's actually going to look a little bit like a light bulb when we get it to where we want it here. So this is the head, and this part down here is the body. And you can also, if you get imperfections like that, you can blend them with your thumb and kind of erase it. There we go. Now this is not going to have to be really smooth, and I'll show you why in a little bit. I'm just still forming it to get the shape that I want. I recommend always watching these videos through, just so you can see where I'm going with things, and then try it on your own. And you can also press it into the table, or you can also use a wood block or something like that to work on. I often don't, because I'm just picking it up and holding it in my hands and working with it, and that's why I don't usually do that. It depends on the piece though. Something like this, it's probably not going to get distorted if I pick it up. So that's kind of where I want it there. Now this clay is red, but or has a reddish color, but some clay is gray or white. Now if you're using red clay, sometimes it's just nice to leave it unfinished at the end because it just has this nice natural look. I'm smoothing it with my thumb and blending it. And I kind of like it right about there. Okay, so next I want to make indentations for the eyes. So I'm just going to press in with my fingers. At this point, he looks a little bit like a ghost. Let's turn around and just check the other side here. Because when I'm pressing, I'm squeezing, and sometimes I squeeze it out of shape. Okay. Now I'm going to do the pupils of the eye sockets. And the way I do that is I take the back of a paintbrush and I press into the clay to make the eye sockets. And we're going to build the eyes right now. And a lot of people like the eyes I do, and the reason why is because I seem to be able to bring out expression. So if you pay close attention to this, you might be able to get that and be able to do the same thing. And then also remember that anything new is going to take practice. So I'm just expanding by rolling the back of the paintbrush into the hole to expand it out a little bit. Okay. Now I've got a little bit of clay over here that I'm working from and pulling from, and I need 2 eyeballs now. So I'm just going to take 2 bits of clay, and I want to try to make them the right size. And you'll see what the right size is in a minute. That's about right there. And I'll put it into the eye socket. There we go. See how that matches up. Yeah, it's pretty good. So the eyeballs were about the same size, so that's good. Alright, next is I'm going to take a smaller paintbrush for the pupils of the eyes, and I often make my pieces look like they're doing something, like they're looking to the left or looking to the right. So I'm going to make him look like he's looking to the left. And that's just by putting the pupils to the left of the eyeball, kind of looking down. And you can see how that looks there. And now I'm going to take a small noodle of clay, and the way I do that is I roll a ball between my fingers like this, and then I roll a noodle, so to and fro like that. I'm just going to put them in like that. You can put them different ways, but that's what I'm going to do in this case. Try to give them a semi-worried but not too worried look. Just relaxed. Okay. So I'm just putting these on there like that. Now I'll pick the sculpture up and take my wood sculpting tool and blend at the the eyelid into the head. If I didn't do that, it would probably just fall off when it dries. I'll do it on the other eye as well. Just kind of sculpting this to get it to look the way I want it to. If you're practicing with this, you're going to learn that too, and you're going to get to the point where you're going to say, oh, I don't like it the way it looks, and you're going to be able to go back and redo it to a point where you like it. So he's got kind of like this quizzical, I don't know about worried, but it's just got this kind of cool look on his eyes. The next thing I'm going to do is put his nose on, pulling it from my clay over here. I'll roll a ball. Then I'll start to roll a little noodle, but I'll stop after I get like that and press it into place here. And I'll take my wood sculpting tool and blend it in at the top and sides. He looks almost human, you know, but owls do. They kind of have that look. Now I want to expand out on the outside of the eye. Just by carving it a little bit, just to make it a little bit bigger here. There we go. There we go. And now I'm going to take the end of my, the pointed end of the wood sculpting tool and just draw in lines here, kind of to add some effect to the eyes. Like that. Both sides. There's a lot of ways to do the feathers and stuff. A baby owl pretty much has this downy, cottony, kind of fluffy feathers. So they're not really, they don't really have any order. I've looked at a lot of pictures of baby owls, and it's basically what I've found. So to give that appearance, what we can do is stipple. This is stippling here, and if we make it fairly deep like this by pressing in harder, we can give him kind of that fluffy look that we're looking for. Just continuing here. And just try to be consistent, fairly consistent in the size of the stipple. Okay, just touching it up here, just making sure I've got a good cover on it. You can pick it up and handle it by the part that you just stippled, unless your clay is really soft. And you just go back and check and make sure that you didn't press it in or obscure it somehow. And there we go. And that is how you make a baby owl. Thank you for watching. My name is Jacob Folger, artist and sculptor. If you have been inspired by my video, please subscribe to my channel and visit my website at jacobfolger.com. Thank you again for watching.